quantum sums using algebra. Right, so in the last few days of us going through algebra itself, to equip us with the skills so that we know how to actually solve certain problems, word problems especially in real life itself. So let's start with a simple example. Surely it's something that you have seen in primary school before. And we know how to solve in primary school already. So example, start. In 10 years' time, the sum of their ages will be 76. How old was the man when the son was actually born? So what we have learned in primary school, if you want to draw your models, I'm not sure how strong you are in your model drawing. We know that before, the man is 3 times as old as the son. So if I let M be man and then S be the son, so that means that if a sun is actually just one block itself, our man will be 3 times the number of blocks. Okay? This is what you have learned in primary school, right? Then after that, it says that in 10 years' time, the sum of their ages will be 76. Now I want us to think, in 10 years' time, do you think that the man will still be 3 times as old as the son? Do you think it makes sense? It wouldn't. Because let's say, for example, Joshua is 3 times as old as En-Qi. For example, because yesterday, Joshua, the way he climbed up from his chair or to stand up and greet me like old man like that. So En-Qi now, for example, easy number, I think it's 12. Assume that she hasn't passed her birthday yet. Then after that, Joshua is how old? 36, right? So En-Qi is 12, and then Joshua is 36 times 3, right? 10 years later, how old should they be? How old will En-Qi be? En-Qi will be 22, right? Because plus 10, right? And then Joshua will actually be also plus 10. So that will be 46. Will Joshua still be 3 times older than En-Qi? No, right? So 46 is not 3 times of 22. Right? So I want us to be very clear that in 10 years' time, it is not possible for the man to still be 3 times older than the son. So how will the model actually look like? It will just be an addition of 10 from the original. So the man itself, original is 3 units. You plus another 10 over here. And then for the son, original 1 unit plus another 10. So that will be the pictorial visualization of the man and the son based on about their ages. And then we also know that the sum will be 76. So this will be what we have learned in primary school. To draw a model to represent the question. And then it says how old was the man when his son was actually born. So before it doesn't say how old did they start off with. So to know how old was the man when the son was born, essentially we're looking at the differences in their ages. Alright? So the difference in their ages, we actually want to know this. Right? So in primary school, what we would do, I hope that this is what we would do. Looking at this, total 76. I can go and find out what is the size of 1 unit when I take 76 minus away 10 minus away 10. Agree with that? 76 minus 10 minus 10, I'll be just left with the 4 equal boxes over here. So 76 minus 10 minus 10, that will give me how much? 56. Right? Then after that, the size of 1 unit will be 56 divided by 4, and that will be 14. Okay? And we're trying to find out how old was the man when the son was born, and that is actually 2 units. 14 times 2, 28. Okay? So the man was actually 28 when the son was born. So this will be how you solve it in primary school, more or less. Okay? I really don't know how your primary school teachers teach you. Okay, but I think this will be roughly what you've gone through in primary school. Okay? Am I right or not? Okay? This acknowledge, okay? So we can conclude that therefore the man was 28 when the son was born. Okay. However, there is a limitation to our model method. It is not all the time that we can draw models, especially when it comes to secondary school. Okay, there will be a time, okay, maybe not this year, but moving on next year onwards, okay, surely drawing models will no longer be feasible, not practical anymore. Okay, so we have to upgrade ourselves, okay, to learn how is it that we can use algebra to solve this question. Okay, so to introduce algebra, okay, what we will do is to define something as a variable. By defining, okay, I will say that the age of the man, or maybe that the age of the son, be x. Okay, that is like saying that 1 unit over here, 1 box over here, is going to be x. Okay, so this is what I mean by defining a variable. Most of the time the question will already tell you what x is going to be. Okay, just that in our exercise question, okay, that we see in textbooks, most of the time they actually don't define it for you. We need to learn how to define it. Okay, so because we know that the sun is actually x years old already, right? How old will the man actually be before the 10 years? 3 times older, right? Okay, so it will be 3x. So okay, agree? Right? Then, okay, how is it that we can now represent this 10 years time idea? Okay, so we know that the age of the man in 10 years time will be 3x plus 10. And for the son will be x plus 10. Total will become 76. So we can form an equation. Okay, so 3x plus 10, that will be the age of the man in 10 years time, plus another x plus 10, that will be the age of the son in 10 years time. Total up will actually be 76, because the question says that it sums up to 76. Okay, so step 1 or step 0, because sometimes you don't need to do this. Step 0 is define variable. And in step 1, we form suitable equation. Okay, so what I have here is the age of the man. Okay, any questions in forming the equation so far? We clear how I form an equation? Okay, it must add up to be equal to 76, because the question says sum, okay, is 76. Then now, okay, we want to find out how old was the man when his son was actually born. So we can solve this equation. Next step, I will open up my brackets. 3x plus 10 plus x plus 10 equals to 76. Okay, when I open up my brackets, because this is a plus, when I actually expand inside, it doesn't affect anything. Okay, that's why it gives us 3x plus 10 plus x plus 10. Okay, if you are able to see, you should see that 3x plus x gives us 4x already. Plus 10 plus 10 simplifies to plus 20. Okay? And now we proceed to solve to find out what is the value of x. Okay? Because if I don't know the value of x, I wouldn't know, alright, how old would this man actually be when the son was born. So in my next step of solving, what is it that I will be getting? So let me practice this once for you to earn points as now. Okay, so yesterday I said that if I pick up a name, the left, right, front, back. Okay, left, right, front, back will actually have to stand up. Alright, last person standing will answer the question. Understand? Okay, so ready? This person shall be Brandon. Okay, 0 is the last one, so 0 will answer the question. Okay, 0, can you tell me 4x plus 20 equals to 76? What is the next step of working? Okay, I have to minus 20 from 76. So 4x equals to 76 minus 20. That will be our next step. Okay, so that earns that group 5 points. Okay, center more. So 76 minus 20 will give us 46. Okay, so 4x is equals to 46. I want you to take note on presentation. My equal signs is aligned. You need not rewrite for 4x. Okay, but if you do, nothing wrong with that. But usually I don't. Okay, so 4x equals to 46. Then, continuing over here, what will x actually be? Yes, either what you want. Or 56. Sorry, thank you. My brain haven't wake up yet. Okay. X will be equals to, okay, what is the next step then? Let's choose another person. Jun Jun himself is last, but then, okay, I have, I don't know what's his name, Lucas K over there who stood up, okay, erroneously. So Lucas, you will be the one answering the question. You don't need to stand right, because you know that, right? Okay. Unless you thought that Rose is Jun then that's very worrying. Yeah. Okay, so Lucas, can you tell me what is the next step? 4x equals to 56. What is x equals to? 56 divided by 4, excellent. Okay, and that will give us 14. Okay, but we're not done yet because the question is not asking us to find out what is x. The question is asking us how old was the man when his son was born. So x is actually this unit over here, that means the son now is 14 years old. Okay, so to know the difference, okay, we know that we're trying to find out what is 2x. Okay, so age of man when son was born. Okay, because you see, we have drawn the model and I can see that it's going to be 28. Okay, alternatively, because most of the time you're not going to draw the model, okay, you will be taking the man's current age, which is 14 times 3, minus away the son's age now. Correct? Okay, because most of the time you're not going to draw the model, so technically you're taking the man's age minus away the son's age. Okay, that will actually give us our 28. Okay, you may feel that, how come this answer like longer than what I would have done without the model, with the model itself? Okay, despite it being longer, okay, I do agree that it's slightly longer, but okay, you will realize that it's going to be more efficient for us to do by algebra, okay, moving forward, especially when the problem gets more complicated. Yes. Questions? Okay? Zach, you look a bit lost. You okay? Yeah, so let's try another question now. So no more model method, no longer going to do models. In fact, okay, in your exam questions, okay, or from now onwards, all your questions will specifically say that you need to form an equation in terms of x. Okay, so the question will say form an equation in terms of x and then solve. Right? So because the question phrase it that Okay, you cannot stick with your primary school method anymore. Okay, so let's look at practice now for question 1. Okay. This question, so that is something that you recognize in an exam question. They will say by forming a suitable equation in terms of x, find the two numbers. Okay, so usually it will also tell you what x is going to be, but I'm just writing this in so that we can recognize what this sentence means in the exam. Okay, so you need to form an equation, you must use algebra. Okay, it doesn't allow you to use model anymore. Okay. Okay, I'm certain if you ask your parents back home, okay, if you give them any problem, they're going to do by algebra, okay. I'm sure your parents likely struggle in London doing PSLE with you when you have to do model methods, right? I'm not sure now. It depends on what kind of parents you have. Okay. Right. So, okay, looking at this one, it says the sum of two numbers. Okay, so I'm going to break this down with you. Okay, sum of two numbers, one of which is 5 times as large as the other. So there are actually two numbers. So you can do your draft work. Okay, try to understand the question first. I'm just going to use some shapes to represent these numbers. Okay, one of which is 5 times as large as the other. So that means this star is actually 5 times of your triangle. Okay, I'm just going to take any number, it doesn't matter which one. Okay, I just decided to choose my star to be the larger one. Okay, 5 times as large as the other one. Okay, and the question says that the sum of them, when we add them up, is equals to 24. Okay, so you follow how I actually break down and understand this part of the question, my very first sentence. Okay, while the question is very short, that it actually provides us with a lot of information. Right? So now we have to solve our form of equation and then solve. Okay? Question is actually asking us to find out what are these two numbers. Okay? So following the steps that I have written over here, the first step, define a variable. This question did not say what x is, so we define it. Okay? So let x be, what will you choose? Okay? X can be either one of the number. Okay? I would prefer to let x be the smaller one. Okay? Because if I let x be the smaller one, the bigger one will just be times 5. Okay? If you let x be the bigger one, then the other one you have to divide by 5. It's not that easy to handle division, okay, as compared to fractions, as compared to multiplication. Okay? So let x be the smaller number. Okay, then the larger number, okay, is going to be 5 times of x, and that will be 5x. Okay. Right. Then, because of the way that I form my equation just now, okay, my triangle is Okay, so next step will be 6x equals to 24. X equals to 24 divided by 6, and that is 4. Okay, do we stop here? Do we stop answer over here? Is the question asking us to find x? No, right? Okay. Question is asking us to find the two numbers. X is 4, that's only one of the number. I still need to find the other number. Okay, so the other number is 5x, so I will take 5 times 4. Remember, okay, when I take x, I replace the x itself, okay, by 4. So I put brackets around the 4, okay, such that it becomes 20, it is not 54. Right? So therefore, our two numbers are 4 and 20.
Yes. Sure. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah. Sometimes in the morning I don't learn it.
Apologies. Actually, can you tell me how will you write down what is Shufan's marks going to be? X plus 15, okay? And I have a show of hands, how many of you will agree with Asher? X plus 15. No? Okay? Then, let's see, someone else. Okay, then what, if it's not X plus 15, what will you write down then? Yes, please. 2X. Okay? How many of you would choose 2X? Alright? Now, in this particular question, actually there's nothing wrong with X plus 15 or 2X. Because the question gave two separate information. I want to show you two different methods. Okay? Let's start off with X plus 15 first. Okay? With X plus 15, I will get an answer. 2X, I will also get the same answer. Okay? So let's go with X plus 15 based on what Asher has given us. Okay? It actually next part. So what Asher has done is that X plus 15 is making use of the green portion on top. So let me just change this to green. Okay? So this very first sentence over here. Okay? We have not yet formed the equation. Okay? So in our equation itself, we make use of then the next part. Okay? The red one. Alright? So it says that Shufan obtains twice as many marks as Cheryl. That means that this X plus 15 over here should technically be equals to 2 times that of Cheryl's marks, which is 2X. So I formed this equation by making use of the second sentence. Okay? Because even if X plus 15, it must still be 2X, right? It must be the same thing. It cannot be Shufan one person got 2 sets of marks. You agree? Okay, because Shufan only take the test once. Alright? Okay, so X plus 15 must be equals to 2X. Anyone confused over here? You're giving very dead eyes, you know. You're okay? Yeah. Don't make me like very scared and worried when it comes to your test. Okay? X plus 15 equals to 2X. Then we proceed to solve, right? Okay, so our next step in solving, we set all the X put one side, okay, numbers put the other side. Really depends up to you what you prefer, okay. Maybe you prefer to keep the 15 here, 2X minus X, where you bring the X to the other side. Okay, so that 2X minus X becomes X. And I can see that X equals to 15. Okay, so otherwise, maybe some of you actually prefer to do X minus 2X equals to negative 15, where you bring the 2X the other side, 15 this side. Okay? And then you will have negative X equals to negative 15. Then some of you may be stuck over here. I want us to know that X will actually be equals to 15 because I divide both sides by negative 1. Okay? So, okay? You can see as the equation of negative 1 or multiplication of negative 1, they actually mean the same thing because negative divided by negative gives us positive. Okay, so negative X equals to negative 15 is the same as X equals to 15. Okay, which is the thing that we got over here as well. X is equals to 15. Okay, and X itself is Cheryl's marks, so we can conclude that Cheryl got 15 marks. Okay. I do by faith suggestion. Okay, that is, I also let Cheryl's marks be X. Okay, then Shufan's marks is, as per what faith suggested, is 2X instead. Okay. Then I will be forming my equation based on the very first sentence, okay, that says that Shufan's marks, which is now 2X, is equals to 15 marks more than Cheryl. Okay, so actually, am I forming the same equation? This and this, they are the same thing. Okay, just maybe slightly different way of writing, okay, but it's exactly the same. You see that? Okay, so therefore the solving is the same. We need not always be fixed on one way of solving the thing. Okay, but of course we always try to find the most efficient way lah. But in this case, both are equally efficient, right? There's nothing wrong at all. Okay. I think you all look a little bit bored. Alright? I want us to just give this question a try on your own. Okay, exercise 5B question 2, that's in your textbook, page 135. I'll start it off with you by defining the variables. So let's go through it. Okay. So some of you intuitively start off by telling me that it's x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3. But let's really try to understand is this correct or not. Okay. So if my x is, let's say, the number 1, because our very basic one, okay, odd number consecutive. Okay, if my first number is 1, my next number what will it be? 3, right? Okay, and then it is a number pattern of plus how much? 2, right? Okay, so in this case, x is the first number, my next number should be a plus 2. Okay, so actually it shouldn't be a plus 1. Because plus 1 will get me, if this is 1, this will become 2. Right, but I want a 3. Okay, so therefore this should actually be a x plus 2. Right? Then my next number, okay, I will continue to plus another 2 from the second number. So therefore, this must be x plus 2 plus 2, so becomes plus 4. Okay, and the final one should be x plus 6. Okay, so that's why I have x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6. Okay, so the question then now asks to find the greatest of the 4 numbers by forming an equation. So the sum, okay, of all these 4 numbers is expected to be 56. So x plus 2 plus x plus 4 plus x plus 6 equals to 56. Okay, so I'm putting brackets around the x plus 2 because I recognize it as a number altogether. Okay, but when I open up my brackets, okay, I know that because the outside is a plus, it doesn't affect anything at all. Okay, so x plus x plus x plus x, I will get 4x. 2 plus 4 plus 6, I will get a 12. So 4x plus 4 equals 56. Okay, will be what we'll get upon simplification. And then 4x equals to 56 minus 12. That will give us 44. Okay, and x equals to 44 divided by 4. That is 11. Okay, instead of doing division, you can always do fraction over 4. And x equals to 11. But is this what the question wants us to find? No. No, right? Question wants us to find the greatest one. So the greatest one will be x plus 6. So we still need to go and find x plus 6. That will be 11 plus 6, 17. Okay? And therefore the greatest number is 17. Okay? Involving fraction. Okay. It says that the sum of 1/5 of a number and 3 and 7 over 10 is 7. Find the number. Okay. So how will you start off? Okay, so let us choose one person. Asher. Trixie is then number 1. They are diagonally across. So Trixie answer the question. Sorry, just now I realized I forgot to award extra marks, right? Yes, Trixie. Let what be x? How will you find this case? You want me like that? Okay, yes. Yes, you good now. Yes, okay, let the number be x. Alright? Okay, so we let the number be x. Okay? And the question says that we are looking at 1/5 of a number and 3 and 7 over 10. Okay? When they add up together, it will become 7. Okay? So 1/5 of a number, so that means 1/5. When you think of the word of, you can think of multiplication. Okay, so if you want to, you can put the multiplication sign. The number now is actually x. So 1/5 times x. But usually I can just write 1/5 x now. Okay? So 1/5 x plus 3 and 7 over 10 equals to 7. Okay? So that will be how we form the equation. Questions? Then we go about solving. Okay? So in this case, do I need to make my denominators the same before we solve? How many of you say that our denominators must be the same first? Okay? Yes? Some of you say yes, but I will say it's not necessary. Okay, not necessary, because why? We got calculators already. Okay? So actually, this is just a number. I already said when solving, our x leave behind numbers move the other side. Okay? 1 over 5x equals to 7 minus 3 and 7 over 10. Please use calculator. Okay? No need to actually make life so difficult for yourself. Alright? And you will get, in this case, 3 and 3 over 10. Right? Okay? And then in order to find x, this is 1 over 5 times x, right? So I'm going to put a small times over here. Okay? 1 over 5 bring to the other side will become a divide. So x equals to 3 and 3 over 10 divided by 1 over 5. Use calculator. Alright? And then you will get the answer to be 16 and a half. Okay? And therefore the number is 16 and a half. Okay? Let's level ourselves up a little bit. Okay, let's look at question 12. Sorry, my black marker is running out of ink. Yes, I read. I hope you're reading the question on your textbook. Very speed. Yes, Carmen, come in. Carmen, please follow up yourself if you're watching the video. Travel. question. Before I start running through it.
Over here that DT is supposed to actually complete. It says that this journey is 470 km, and then there is this first part that is 350 km. Okay, cycle at a certain average speed. Okay, and speed units usually is kilometer per hour, so let's just keep with that. Okay, so that is from our first part of the sentence. Okay, next part of the sentence, it says that the remaining distance is cycling at an average speed that is 15 km per hour less than that of the first part. Okay, I'm reading from this segment to this segment. Okay, so the remaining distance, which is over here, cycle at an average speed that is 15 km lesser. Okay, so we don't know what is the first average speed. So I'm just going to use that question mark first. We're going at 15 km per hour lesser. So I minus away 15. Okay? Units kilometer per hour. Okay? Are we clear about these two parts so far? Yeah? Then it says that if the time taken for her to travel each part of the journey is the same. So the time here, okay, is, let's say, maybe I'll just use a star, okay. The time over here is the same as the time over here. So both are star hours. Okay, I do not know how many hours is it, okay, or how many minutes or whatever time you need this. The question wants us to find the average speed for the second part of the journey. Okay, so average speed for second part. So that means that we are trying to find out, okay, what is this itself. Okay, we want to find. Alright? Questions? So over here, find the average speed for the second part of the journey. That means we're trying to find this. We use algebra to solve. Okay, how should we go about using algebra to solve? Okay, so what we could do, since I start off with this question mark over here, why not I let this question mark be x? Okay, so if I let the speed for the first part be x, that means my second part is x minus 15. Okay, so I will define that let x be the speed of the first part of the journey. Okay, then speed of second part, we can tell that it's x minus 15. Okay. Alright. Then, okay, because the question says that this distance is 350, total is 470, I will know that the distance in the second part, it will actually be 120 km. Agree? Because 470 minus 350, so distance in second part, or rather I can just say second part distance equals to 470 minus 350. That is 100.
about our distance, speed, time. Okay, and to find out what is our time, we must take distance divided by speed. Okay, and therefore our distance divided by speed will give me my time over here. That is 350 over x. Okay, that is for the first part. And in my second part, my time will actually be 120 divided by my speed x minus 15. And the question says that they are going to be equal. So therefore, I form my equation by equating them like that. Okay? Understand? Okay? So we got one single fraction and a single fraction. We learned that when it is in this format, I can cross multiply. Okay? So I can get 350 times x plus 15 equals to 120 times x. And then I proceed with expanding and solving. Okay, so I'm just going to increase my speed over here in solving. Hey, wait, this is minus all this. Minus 5250. Okay, and we find that our x, okay, we always give our answer to exact when possible. Okay, that means when your calculator gives you a very long decimal, go and try to press and see if you can get a mixed number or not. In this case, we can. We get 22 and 19 over 23. Okay, but the question is not asking us to find x. We were trying to find out what is x minus 15. So, okay, speed of second part of journey. That will be 22 and 19 over 23 minus away 15. And that leaves us with 7 and 19 over 23. Okay. Your textbook, page 135. Due next week. Okay, this is next Monday. Right, for Thursday home-based learning, I'm going to give you an assignment on SLS, so please keep a lookout for it and complete the assignment. Okay? Questions?